starting in 2 minutes. ROTC Color Guard in the singing of the national anthem of the United States of America and the national anthem of the Federative Republic of Brazil.
Halt! Turn! Reset! Halt!
So proudly we hail at the twilight.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Order. Post. Order. Post. Post. Post.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Israel Traptol, Executive Director for Embry-Riddle Central and South America. It is my privilege to welcome you to the graduation of the classes of 2020 and 2021 of the Aviation Management Program for Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in partnership with the National Transportation Confederation, CNT, the Institute of Transportation and Logistics, ITL, the Transportation Social and National Learning Service, SAS-SENAT, and the Brazilian Airlines Association, AVR. At this time, it is my honor to introduce our stage guests for this afternoon. Please hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. Members of the platform party, as I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Starting from your right, Dr. David Keck, Chaplain, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Ms. Jurema Monteiro, Director of Government Affairs, AVR. Dr. Vinicius Ladeira, Adjunct National Director, SAS-SENAT. Dr. John Woutret, Chancellor, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Dr. João Victor Mendonça, Executive Director, ITL. Dr. P. Barry Butler, President, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. General Luis Ricardo Nascimento, Director, ANAC. Mr. Jason Ward, Executive Vice President, Azul Airlines. Please join me in demonstrating our appreciation to our distinguished guests. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, will the audience please stand as Chaplain David Keck offers the invocation?
Well, good afternoon. I'm not sure the folks in Brazil could hear that. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Terrific. I love this day. You all have been working hard, right? Great to be recognized, right? Having a good time in Daytona Beach? I love this day. All right, I have the honor of giving the invocation and giving thanks. At the end of the invocation, I'll say, let all God's children say. Invite everyone to respond as they feel moved. Respond with amen. Let's give thanks. Thank you, dear Lord. This is a day which you have made. We rejoice and are glad in it. We thank you for the graduates here before us. We thank you for all their hard work, their dedication, their perseverance. We thank you for the family and friends who made this day possible. Each one of them has someone on their hearts, someone on their minds that they are so grateful for. So we thank you for them. We thank you for faculty and staff who've been working hard with these students. We thank you for all the programs who've invested in these students and have blessed them. We thank you for this day and bringing us together. May this be a day that is filled with joy, and may be a day they remember and carry with them throughout their careers. A day of blessing, a day of honor and respect, and a day that furthers their future in the service of the great world and great careers you have for them. And let all God's children say, amen. Thank you.
Please be seated. It is a great pleasure to congratulate all of our accomplished graduates, as well your families, your colleagues and friends who have provided essential support along the way. We are very happy to welcome all of you to an event that probably until 6 months ago, we would not even be considering on the horizon, right? Today's ceremony represents unsurmountable effort, dedication, and overachievement of many individuals. To start, I would like to recognize 3 groups that have played an important role in the successful execution of the aviation management program. These groups have directly contributed to the success of today's graduates. First in this category are those individuals who have worked to prepare and mentor our graduates throughout their program, our on Embry-Riddle faculty. They are not all here, but I would like to invite the ones present here today to please stand and be recognized by our students, faculty members that worked with our students. Thank you. Please be seated. The second group deserving special recognition includes all the dedicated staff with Embry-Riddle, as well as with CNT, ITL, SASENAT, and ABR. These staff members' hard work have made this program possible and successful despite all the challenges faced in the last 2 years. So thank you, staff members. The third very important group deserving recognition are the families and friends of our graduates. I'm confident that their love and support throughout the program have helped to make this very day possible. So graduates, I would like for you to please stand and acknowledge every individual within these 3 groups, whether they are here or watching you from home. You can stand and have a round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. Now it is my privilege to welcome to the podium Dr. P. Barry Butler, President, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Thank you. And I too want to welcome our visitors and students, and also the families who are here, faculty and staff who've played an important role in this program, and we all recognize what you've put into this, but most importantly, the students who are about to be recognized. I'm honored to really celebrate this achievement, and I'm honored to share the stage with these aviation leaders that you'll hear from in just a minute. I'm proud to represent Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and the partnership that made this prestigious program a reality. I think of our co-founder, John Paul Riddle, the person whose name is on this university, and how much he would have enjoyed meeting all of you. As you probably know, he went to Brazil in the 1940s, and there's a nice photo display over in the College of Aviation. He went there to establish an aviation school with the approval of the United States and Brazilian governments. What you probably don't know is how deeply he fell in love with Brazil and its people. He had enormous respect for Brazil's role in aviation history and the role he believed it would play into the future. Now, that first collaboration between Embry-Riddle and Brazilian aviation took place in a very auspicious moment around World War II. This is also an auspicious time as the industry recovers from a global pandemic. The global health crisis posed many challenges for aviation, including changes in the workforce and supply chain disruptions. But for you, those challenges also pose great opportunities moving into the future. And I tell our students here at Embry-Riddle the exact same message, that think of this as almost a restart, hitting a restart button as we look into the future. And people like you who are in the industry and are clearly identified as leaders are going to have great opportunities moving forward. In fact, the demand for highly skilled aviation professionals across the whole spectrum of jobs for this requires new thinking for solutions and efficiencies that will be greater than it's ever been in the past. Everybody in this room is poised to take the aviation industry into an exciting future. We're leveling up the workforce with professionals who have an international perspective and a solid foundation in the business aspects of flight. You have the critical thinking, commitment to safety and security, and the professional ethics to elevate the practice of aviation. Your capstone design projects that you worked on have already made a measurable impact. Now, most likely the person sitting next to you up here is likely going to be or currently is a competitor, but they will always be a fellow Embry-Riddle graduate. I hope they will remain part of your inner community as you go forward, and you can still share ideas with them and learn from them in the future. In fact, as Embry-Riddle alumni, your network now expands to about 150,000 aviation professionals all around the globe. In just 7 years, this competitive program, comparable to a very intensive master's program, has become highly respected in the aviation industry. The caliber of work that you've delivered helped create that reputation, and it will going into the future. I want to congratulate all of you, wish you good luck, but most importantly, enjoy today and remember it for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Butler, for your remarks. Now it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. John Woodrat, Chancellor, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
All these tall people around here. Anyway, I want to congratulate you all for being here today, and I'm extremely proud to welcome you to the Daytona Beach campus. So after 2 years, this is certainly an exciting and important time to celebrate. Not only are you graduates, but you're actively putting the practice and methods and skills you learned while enrolled in the aviation management program. This day is important to celebrate because it's the opportunity for us all to come together here on the Daytona Beach campus to graduate. Of the 144 students who have successfully graduated, your cohorts have endured the most challenging circumstances since the inception of the program due to the pandemic. But you did it, and now you're here. The Embry-Riddle partnership with CNT, Cestinat, ITL, and Aviair continue to strengthen with each cohort, and I thank the individuals that are here today. These partnerships represent the best in aviation in Brazil, and the investment in their employees is exemplary, and that comes from the airlines, Azul, Gol, and LATAM. By providing an opportunity to learn and grow, these partners know that their success is not possible without your success. It's not always easy. Your journey to complete the program has been one of perseverance and commitment, and especially over the last 2 years. The effects of the pandemic create challenges unlike any before. But you succeeded. You took on new learning modalities by using Eagle Vision Classroom for the first time, and you demonstrated resiliency and dedication, traits that reflect the strength of your work ethic. You are now putting into practice the lessons you were taught, and in doing so, your professional development continues and strengthens. The support and encouragement you received from your faculty provided a foundation for you to thrive. Their passion and commitment to ensure your success in the program was of utmost importance, and the representatives here, you can see they're excited to be here to see you graduate and complete, as are all the faculty that were in the program. Perhaps the most important aspects of the program are the bonds you have formed with your fellow cohort. But as you know, these bonds and friendships do not end when you finish your program. They can continue all through life. So I hope that this week has been one of reconnection and celebration. I hope it's been one of learning and discovery of what's here in the Daytona Beach campus. I hope it fueled your passion for aviation and aerospace as you saw the labs and all the things that Embry-Riddle has to offer. I've no doubt you will take the knowledge and experience you have gained throughout the program back to all your companies. You as an industry leaders in Brazil can share your experiences, face new challenges ahead, and strengthen and resolve. I'm very proud of all the work you have done. I'm pleased to congratulate each of you as part of the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University family as alumni. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Luttrell, for your remarks. Now it is my pleasure to welcome to the virtual podium Dr. Vander Costa, President, CNT, that has, even though he's not able to be here today with us, he has recorded a video message that he wanted to share with all of us today.
Vocês agora têm pela frente importantes desafios. O modal aéreo precisa da rica contribuição de cada um de vocês para pensar os necessários novos modelos de negócio e diversificar operações a fim de superar de uma vez por todas a crise provocada pela pandemia e abraçar em definitivo o futuro. Essa certificação confere um grande diferencial competitivo para cada aluno. O curso vem transformando a educação e gestão do setor aéreo no Brasil, capacitando os profissionais com ferramentas de gestão específicas para operações aéreas. A parceria com a Embry-Riddle, a maior e única universidade totalmente especializada em aviação e aeroespaço no mundo, tem nos possibilitado conhecer o que existe de mais inovador em gestão do transporte aéreo. Isso é fundamental para assegurar o futuro sustentável do setor. Estou certo de que essa turma aportará conhecimento para apoiar as mudanças e transformações necessárias. Finalizo afirmando que nós, o sistema CNT, trabalhamos incansavelmente para promover um novo transporte, cada vez mais competitivo, inovador, investindo em práticas e ferramentas tecnológicas com cultura e planejamento inspirados nos melhores casos de gestão do mundo. Meus parabéns a todos os alunos e alunas, e meu muito obrigado a todos os professores, em especial ao Dr. John Walter, pela exitosa parceria.
Now it is my pleasure to invite to the podium Dr. Vinicius Ladeira.
Thank you, Dr. P. Barry Butler, President of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and Dr. John Waltrett, Chancellor of Worldwide Campus. Good afternoon, graduates. Thank you for the honor of being here before you in such a special moment, which should be celebrated with immense joy by all of us. The challenges that have marked your journey so far were definitely not easy to overcome, and those ahead of you from this moment on will certainly not be easy either. The COVID-19 pandemic, declared in 2020 by the World Health Organization, is one of those great challenges. The pandemic, which demands resilience from all over the world, also demands that the moment initially scheduled for the years of 2020 and 2021, the opportunity in which classes 4 and 5 were concluded be postponed, which culminated in an important and well-deserved ceremony that takes place today. This day, therefore, marks the conclusion of these classes. With completion of these two groups, we surpassed the total number of 150 graduates and international certification in aviation management, promoted by SES Senat in coordination with the Institute of Transport and Logistics in partnership with Embry-Riddle. This partnership extremely successful. It has been delivering highly trained and resilient professionals to the aviation industry and demonstrate how tirelessly we work for transformation of the transport sector in Brazil. Speaking of transformation, SES Senat believes that education is the key for all happened. Volatility is a feature of the globalized world we live in, and education enables us to deal with challenge in a much more structured way. Based on partnerships like this, SESC contributes to the transport system in Brazil to have innovative management practices and tools and drive it to be increasingly sustainable and competitive. On this subject, it is important to mention the report of the Future of Jobs, published in 2020 by the World Economic Forum, which points that 35% of the skills required today will simply be extincted in a few years, while there are other skills that will increasingly needed in the labor market. Among these skills are critical thinking, adaptation, flexibility, creativity, emotional intelligence, diversity, leadership, and collaboration. It is true and clear that we are here in front of professionals in such a constant growth, and this moment that we are here experiencing today is a proof of that, as well as the capstone projects of the graduates. And I have the grateful to be part of the board to evaluate all the capstones. It was a big pleasure to read all the documents and provide some comments to improve everything that you're proposing. These papers addressed current issues that are key to increase efficiency in terms of sustainability, planning, management, and decision-making. Given your profile, as well as that on the other graduates of the classes that preceded you, my greatest wish from each one is courage, success, proactivity, and professionalism. Seek understanding and be true to your principles and your purpose. Finishing my speech, I would like to extend a special greeting to Mr. Israel Trapto and his team, and to thank Embry-Riddle in particular for training those professionals with what is most innovative in air transport management, contributing in a unique way to the transformation and modernization of the transport sector. On behalf of President of CNT, Dr. Vander Costa, and the entities that compose it, CNT, SESC, Senat, and ITL, I greet all of you, graduates and families. Congratulations on your achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ladera. Today's ceremony shows how far joint efforts and active collaboration can go and how successful we are together. Embry-Riddle, as stated by some of our guests, has been working with CNT, SESC, ITL, and ABR for 7 years now. And together, all these institutions have been able to actively contribute to the improvement and growth of the aviation industry in Brazil. The last 2 years marked human history in a way very few events have done before in the past. And as we look back, it is possible to realize how much all of these institutions have done and how strong our partnership is. And as we look forward, we see how much more we can still achieve. So we are very fortunate to have representatives from all these institutions here today, and I would like to recognize them. Will Dr. Vinicius Ladera, Dr. João Victor Mendonça, and Ms. Shurema Monteiro please rise and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Now it is my privilege to welcome to the podium Dr. João Victor Mendonça, Executive Director, ITL.
Good afternoon. Excuse me, I will speak em português. Gostaria de saudar as autoridades já nominadas, dizer que, primeiramente, Cumprimento a todos que fizeram parte para nós chegarmos neste momento importante para a vida profissional e pessoal de cada um de vocês. Esta tarde aqui nos Estados Unidos, mais do que nunca, é de vocês que venceram, que lutaram junto com seus colegas, familiares e as empresas as quais vocês representam, venceram, sobretudo, esse momento difícil da humanidade, da pandemia. Esses últimos anos realmente foram desafiadores. Finalmente, pudemos reunir as turmas 4 e 5 para concluirmos e celebrarmos esta jornada de aprendizado e de troca de experiências. Estarmos aqui hoje juntos representa o exímio trabalho, dedicação e bravura de todos. Agradeço especialmente a Embry-Riddle pela flexibilização e empenho com toda a sua equipe. As aulas online foram conduzidas com muita competência, como de costume. Gostaria também de agradecer meus colegas aqui presentes, Vinícius Ladeira, diretor do SESC Senat, Jurema, diretora da BA, Brigadeiro Luiz Ricardo de Souza Nascimento, diretor da ANAC, que muito nos honra com a sua presença na nossa comitiva, e todos que se fazem presente. Agradeço às empresas aéreas aqui representada mais uma vez também pelo nosso amigo Jason, diretor vice-presidente da Azul, e toda a equipe que colaborou para realizarmos este curso. E por último, mas não menos importante, agradeço ao presidente da CNT, Dr. Vander Costa, que é um dos entusiasta desse programa. O esforço de todos fez com que alcançássemos um voo alto. Com a 5ª turma, o ITL tem um total de 150 alunos formados. E não vamos parar por aí. A 6ª turma está em andamento e vamos decolar com outra turma ainda este ano, se Deus quiser. O ITL está se reinventando. Temos uma variedade de novos projetos para tirar do papel nesse ano e no próximo. E estamos lá, com o propósito em qualificar, desenvolver e inovar para tornar o setor de transporte mais competitivo. Desejo que todos decolem em seus sonhos e tenham muito sucesso. Conte conosco. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Mendonça, for your words. Continuing, now it is my privilege to welcome to the podium General Luis Ricardo Nascimento, Director, Brazilian National Civil Aviation Agency, ANAC.
As a military guy, I have a few words, as usual. No? First of all, I would like to thank you for Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, all the team, since your president, your chancellor, until the professors that here that collaborate with this graduation, and of course for this long partnership, as you said, since the 1940s. So I hope that you keep forward for a long time away. Okay, thanks so much. I'd like to express my gratitude also for the classes, Brazilian classes partner, CNT. Please bring him to my sincerest gratitude to CNT. SESC Senat, my dear friend. ITL, João, thanks so much. ABR, Jurema, representing here TAM and LATAM, maybe. And of course, Azul, Jason, thanks so much in name of the ANAC, okay? I would like to express myself to graduates in Portuguese. It's only that way that I can express all my gratitude is my mother tongue. Sorry for this.
das empresas que AVA investiram para que a gente tivesse um sistema melhor. Imagine o privilégio. Nós somos milhares de pessoas no setor aéreo brasileiro. E vocês estão entre 144 escolhidas para fazer a mudança que nós precisamos no nosso setor. No nome da ANAC, eu queria trazer um abraço à diretoria e pedir para os senhores e senhoras que voltem ao nosso país, pensando nas melhores maneiras de transformar o nosso setor. Há anos eu discuto que o Brasil é o país do futuro, que nós temos condições de chegar a 200 aeroportos, 200 milhões de pessoas transportadas. Vamos parar de escutar isso, vamos fazer. Vamos colocar a mão na massa, vamos trazer novos conhecimentos que os senhores adquiriram aqui, para que a gente possa desenvolver o nosso vídeo. Eu confio muito no conhecimento. Sem conhecimento, nós não podemos fazer. Eu agora no setor e não tenho falar. E vocês terão uma área para sempre. Tá bom? Um abraço a todos vocês e bom trabalho.
Thank you, General, for your words. I would like to welcome to the podium Ms. Jurema Monteiro, Director of Government Affairs, ABR.
Boa tarde. Good afternoon. On behalf of ABR, I thank the opportunity to be here today, and I would like to congratulate all the brave employees in the airline industry who are completing this mission here. The project to train workers of the air sector in Brazil was born from the dialogue from ABR with CNT and SEST Senat, and I take the opportunity to praise the partnership of João Vitor and Vinicius, and on their behalf, I thank the entire team of these institutions. It is also necessary to recognize, praise, and thank the Embry-Riddle team, and I do this on behalf of Israel Treptow, excellent manager of this successful initiative. The pandemic has stagnated our sector, but even in the face of so many difficulties, we seek to play a positive role through the crisis, aiming to make air travel the best experience possible. Despite everything, there are many achievements to celebrate. Thanks to many of you, we implemented new health procedures that allowed travel to be safe again. We adjust travel rules and allow passengers to reschedule their trips, and we transported vaccines, healthcare professionals, tons of equipment free of charge in Brazil. When everything started to stabilize, we designed a full recovery of the sector. We just came across another great event, the war in Ukraine that affected the oil prices, and once again, we will be challenged to seek innovations that allow us to stabilize our flight. But in the year that ABR completes a decade, we know that we have Brazilian airlines with the skills to overcome these obstacles and go through the worst crisis in the history of Brazilian and world commercial aviation. With the resilience and learning acquired, we will continue to contribute to the country's economic and social growth. The knowledge of all of you and the rich exchange of experience that the course allowed you will help us to innovate and find solutions. That's why I renew my congratulations to all the students who managed the challenges that life has brought us, especially in these last 2 years. Hope in the coming years, we can double the number of people flying in Brazil, reaching more destinations, allowing you to get even more relevant achievements in your personal and professional paths. Parabéns.
Thank you, Ms. Montero, for your words. I would like now to welcome to the podium Mr. Jason Ward, Executive Vice President, Azul Airlines.
Well, good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be with you today, and it's even greater pleasure to speak English. President Butler, Dr. Woutred, and my esteemed colleagues, thank you. It's been a great opportunity for us as the airlines in Brazil, and speaking specifically for us to establish a great relationship with Embry-Riddle. And it's amazing how Israel and Leticia and the group, how Embry-Riddle in Brazil has really improved over the last 3 years. It's incredible the growth that you've had, and this program that's existing here. We've been through a lot of challenging times. Many have already talked about this. What have we learned from this? What have you learned from this? Both groups, class of 2020, class of 2021, you've come together. President Butler talked about no longer competitors. I think we have to look at this as we're together. Brazilian aviation, como Brigadeiro falou, as he mentioned, we are here to better the Brazilian aviation. We have a duty. What is it that you will take? What is it that you have learned, and what is it that you will take back to Brazil to ensure that Brazilian aviation continues to grow stronger? Brazilians still are traveling very, very few. That's translation directly. Boa pouco, né? Brasileiro boa pouco ainda. Brazil needs to travel more. And we as the airlines, we need to come together with the agencies such as ANAC, DSEA, to ensure that we have all the tools and resources that we need. And we look to you. You have a great opportunity. You've been given great responsibility. To those that have been given much, much is required. So what is it that you will take back to Brazil, back to your companies, and help your colleagues, help your team members? How will you be remembered? And how will you leave your companies better positioned than they were before? You've been given a lot. We've toured the campus. You've seen this wonderful campus here. You've built these bonds, these relationships that you'll need to use. We need better informed, better trained executives, administrators. We talk a lot about pilots in aviation. It's great to have pilots, aviators here in this program. We need better informed, better trained, educated pilots about business, about this industry, not just about flying the airplanes, but how do we keep businesses alive? And we need executives that have a well-rounded education in business and the human factors. We're really just companies full of people. And how are we going to apply that to ensure that we have a great, solid industry in Brazil for today and into the future? And we look to you and everything that you've learned from these programs to make it better. Congratulations, mais uma vez. Parabéns.
Thank you, Mr. Ward, for the words. So now we are up to what is the most expected moment. I have here written the afternoon, but I think it's until, since you started studying with us, that's probably the most expected moment for you, for me, pretty much for everyone. The faculty of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University are pleased to present the candidates for the Aviation Management Certificate Program. As a group, will the candidates for the Aviation Management Certificate Program please rise? Dr. Woutred, Joel, can you please come to the front of the stage? It is my honor to present the candidates for the Aviation Management Certificate Program as recommended by the faculty. Daniel Araguaia Ribas. Picture time. Danilo Scofaro Fava. Fábio Renato Rossi do Nascimento. Fernanda Torezan Godoy. Marcelo Soares Leão. Philip Silva Praxedes dos Santos. Rafael Gustavo Shoiti Yamashiro. Rodrigo Garcia de Freitas Cardoso. Rodrigo Moreira Ribeiro. Alex Shigihara. Augusto Duro Froner Dalazen. Beatriz Barbie de Oliveira Santos. Beatriz Bonafé Fonzoni. Daniel Martinelli. Diogo Palma Unza. Fábio Eduardo de Castro. Felipe Sampaio Piton. Giovanna Mazeto Manqui Simões. Laércio Barqueta de Araújo. Larissa Tonin Barakat. Lucas Bonfim Alves de Jesus. Lucas Valentim Kamalakian. Manuel Eurico de Melo Valente. Marcelo Nascimento Marcuso. Marcos Café Rodrigues da Silva. Oh, yeah. Natalia Marangon Bial. Paulo Ricardo Lanzarini. Rogerio Silveira Quintela. Victor Augusto Custodio Brancati. This concludes the presentation of the Aviation Management Certificate programs. Please be seated. Now, I would like to invite graduates Augusto Delazen, Beatriz Ponzoni, and Daniel Ribas to the podium to speak on behalf of the graduates.
I should have written this in bold letters. Let's try. Good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. It is a pleasure and an honor to address this audience under this very roof after such a challenging time. It is certainly not what we had foreseen for our graduation when we first joined the aviation program cohort 4 back in 2019. Still, it tastes especially great after all we have endured and evolved throughout this very odd scenario. It's been roughly 1.5 years since we graduated on this fantastic course. I'm sure many things have happened to our professional and personal lives ever since. We faced new expectations, new perspectives, and had to learn how to deal with an unknown outcome for the aviation industry. Many of our classmates and our friends were not able to join us today on the trail of all the changes and demands we are dealing with daily in our business. However, if there's something I'm sure about is how valuable the tools and knowledge this course has provided us are. The good side of experiencing this 16-month gap between our capstones presentations and this on-site ceremony was to understand empirically, on the field, how better skilled professionals for this industry we became because of what we have learned and experienced through Embry-Riddle's aviation management program. And for that, we are grateful. This occasion is a meaningful symbol of this institution's resilience and endurance through its faculty, staff, students, initiatives, and guiding principles, I can tell you. Being here at last is a dream coming true. For us, people who love, live, and breathe aviation, this is holy ground, I can really tell you. And we can finally see what becoming Embry-Riddle alumni is all about. So we thank you. We thank Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University for this unique opportunity and its tireless and unstoppable representatives in Brazil, notably Israel, Leticia, and Pedro, those who kept our flames glowing throughout uncertain times during the course, and after it, when the easiest thing to be done would have been to let the celebration just fade away. We thank ABR for making this program a possible and solid experience for its affiliates professionals and Azul as well. We thank CNT, ITL, and SESCENAT for sponsoring this program and believing in the aviation workers' potential to make a difference in the transport industry. Thank you so much. We thank ANAC through Brigadeiro Nascimento for being so supportive here with your kind words. Thank you. And we thank Dr. Leila Halawi for her support, orientation, and confidence in our projects. Thank you so much. Which led of some of them to be published and to keep being fruitful to the aviation industry at all. And last but not least, we thank our families and closest friends for enduring tough times and good learning alongside us. Keep chasing them, keep chasing it, Eagles. We made it through, and now we celebrate. Thank you.
Dear Dr. P. Barry Butler, President of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, dear Dr. John Woodthread, Chancellor of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, dear Reverend David Keck, Chaplain of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Mr. Israel Treptow, Executive Director of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Central and South America, dear Dr. Vinicius Ladeira, National Deputy Director for SESCENAT, dear Mr. João Victor Mendes de Gomes e Mendonça, Executive Director for the Brazilian Logistics and Transportation Institute, dear Mr. Jason Ward, Executive Vice President of People and Customers for Azul Brazilian Airlines, dear Ms. Jurema Monteiro, Institutional Relations Director for the Brazilian Airlines Association, Brigadier General Luiz Ricardo de Souza Nascimento, Director at the Brazilian Civil Aviation Agency, dear friends and family who are joining us from the other side of the cameras, dear colleagues, and why not to say my friends, good afternoon. 2 years ago, when this all started, we all had our convictions, dreams, and plans. We all had consolidated careers, most of us working for one of the most fascinating industries in the world. The conviction was rock solid. We wanted to pursue bigger challenges, reach higher steps, and fly higher and higher in our jobs. Improving skills must be a natural quest for those who lead. The opportunity to attend to this aviation management program came to our lives almost like a gift, as we had the chance to join one of the most appreciated institutes in the world and learn from maybe the most brilliant minds in the aviation industry. Embry-Riddle excelled in offering great structure, supportive and helpful tools, and a friendly environment that allowed us to reach our goals throughout the AVM program. That was the very moment when our conviction had the chance to meet the dream, as many of us always dreamed about one day becoming an eagle. Moreover, to that fulfillment, we were profoundly thankful to the Transportation Social Service Institute, with its Logistics and Transportation Institute, whose funds provided resources for us to all be here in this very moment, celebrating achievements together with the Brazilian Airlines Association.
To complete this course, we have all made plans. We've sat down, drew strategies, and out of the blue, we all woke up in a sea of uncertainty as COVID hit our industry, risking our jobs and careers. Thankfully, we are all at what appears to be the other end of the tunnel, showing that our industry will arise stronger, more efficient, and more conscious about its vital necessity in the globalized world we've lived in. Thankfully, we were able to change our plans, and with the help of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and our managers and director of Azul, Gol, and LATAM, we were able to complete this journey. To that, we are profoundly and eternally thankful. For last but not least, I would like to thank our friends and family for understanding our moments of absence when we were involved in the activities. Your comprehension was vital for this achievement. We all love you so much. Congratulations to all of us. It has been a pleasure working together with such brilliant minds as these guys here next to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Augusto, Beatriz, and Daniel, for your remarks to our graduates. I have heard today during our guests' remarks several different words that, in my opinion, represent you. I have heard challenges, resilience, up to the challenge, being able to strive as professionals, as individuals. You can go on and on. In my opinion, you, the 30-something of you plus the other 20-something that are watching us from home, you resemble all of that. When I look at you, that's what I hear. That's what I see. That's what I see. People that have been able to strive as professionals, in spite of all the challenges that you face for the past 2.5 years. Here we are celebrating it. So I have had the pleasure to literally tag along with you for this past 2.5 years, to see you working, to see you pushing through, sometimes complaining, but still making it happen. And I can say that I look up to each one and all of you. You really are role models, at least from my perspective. Today, it represents the closure of this cycle that some of you started in 2019, some of you started in 2020. We are all closing it today together. But rather than thinking of that or as a closure, I would like to see you thinking, and facing it as something that is new to start, your next chapter in life, at work, you name it. You are all up to the challenge for the next chapters. We have also heard, our guests saying today that there will be a lot of challenges ahead of us. Aviation has always been like that. It will always be like that. It's never easy, never easy. But we trust you that you will be leading our industry, our Brazilian aviation industry, either now, either in the future. We trust you with this challenge, and we are certain that you will, be successful doing all of that. So just to conclude my thoughts, today or tonight, you are absolutely allowed to celebrate because it is a huge milestone completed, and you deserve all of that, and I hope you enjoy the day tonight or the rest of the day. Tomorrow you absolutely rest, right? Because you will be tired from this very long day that you have had, and probably Sunday, most of you will be flying back home, flying back to Brazil. And as you fly back home, as you fly back to Brazil, I would invite you to start thinking about what next? How is my Monday gonna look like? What to do next? What to do our industry to get to the next level that it deserves. Our country deserves a strong aviation industry, and we definitely trust on you. We rely on you to get it done, to get it performed, and count on Embry-Riddle for your needs on education, on training. We will be there for you throughout your journey, throughout your career, and we really appreciate you trusting us to provide you with at least a small part of your education throughout life. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you all being here, and I hope you have enjoyed your week as much as I did. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. I would now like to invite Chaplain Keck for the benediction of our graduation ceremony.
So, graduates, if I've heard your speakers correctly, they've recognized your hard work, perseverance, dedication. Did you hear that part? Right. And I also heard that COVID did a number, really had a negative impact on the aviation industry in Brazil, and you've got to fix it. So what I heard is you are responsible for the entire future of aviation in Brazil. Are you up for the challenge? You are. Beautiful. Wonderful. The good book says we are blessed to be a blessing. I hope you experience the blessing of this program. You are blessed, and you are blessed to be a blessing, to help people go from one place to a place they want to go. It sounds so simple, and it's so beautiful. Help us go where we want to go. Go forth and be a blessing. And let all God's children say, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Keck. We are delighted that you all could be here or join through live streaming up there today and share with us this special occasion. This concludes the graduation ceremony for the classes of 2020 and 2021 of the Aviation Management Program. Thank you very much.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon.